Hi YouTube, welcome to another edition of HorrorHands, and for this video I'm going to be talking about the Gorgon. So I was drawn to watch this movie recently because Lee from Roasted Schools had picked up a nice media book release of this film. And I've always wanted to see this film, never seen it, and was just sort of scanning through my Hammer horror box sets and things like that, and found that I did actually own the film as part of this 4-pack, so just giving it a watch. I expected good things because it stars Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee and is directed by Terence Fisher, so you've got 3 Hammer horror legends right there that are linked to the film, and on the whole I enjoyed it. So this is set in this little Old English town which has like an ancient castle overlooking the countryside, and apparently this castle is cursed to be home to this Gorgon creature, which if you see her she turns you to stone. It's a Medusa type character basically, and one night she ends up killing this young man and his girlfriend. Now the authorities of the town, they don't seem to want to acknowledge that this is happening, so they just simply rule that the guy killed himself and then killed his girlfriend. Not sure how they quite get around them turning to stone, but they just don't seem to want to, as I say, acknowledge what's going on. So the young man who gets killed, his father doesn't accept that he killed his girlfriend and himself, so he ends up doing some investigation work. This in turn leads him to the castle, and he ends up a victim of the Gorgon. This in turn leads to the father's other son coming to town to try and find out what's going on, and he's kind of the guy that we follow through the film as he tries to unravel what's actually going on in town. Peter Cushing plays the sort of town doctor who doesn't really want to face up to what's happening, and Christopher Lee plays the a scientist assistant to the guy that comes into town to investigate things. And like I say, this is a good film, really great Hammer horror type atmosphere to it. It's got a really good Hammer horror look, excellent sets, particularly like the outside sets, which kind of look fake, but just Hammer horror seems to do really good looking castles and things like that, so it was great to see that they were utilised in this movie. The film kind of is more of a mystery thriller rather than out and out horror, which was a little bit disappointing because I did want a bit more of a horror film, maybe like set in a castle with the Gorgon attacking people, but that doesn't happen. The Gorgon really does take a back seat in this movie, and the main focus is this guy and Christopher Lee investigating this sort of legend and if it's true and have they got evidence to prove it and that kind of thing. So it's much more of a mystery type film, and sort of 45 minutes, an hour long, an hour into the film, it does kind of drag a little bit because there's kind of only so much investigations and people theorising as to what's happening that you can watch before you really want something to start happening. But saying that, it was enjoyable. Everyone plays their role really well. Peter Cushing is great as the doctor, who you're not quite clear what his intentions are. You're not sure if he believes or not, if he's trying to help or hinder. Things become clearer as the film goes on, but he's an interesting character. And Christopher Lee is fantastic as a headstrong scientist who is determined to get some answers. He plays that role really well. So overall, a really decent effort from Hammer. Not my favourite. I kind of wish the Gorgon was in it a bit more. She doesn't come into it properly until the very end of the film. But yeah, certainly a decent Hammer film. They would do a lot worse in the years to come. So yeah, this is one that I can recommend and I did enjoy. So let me know if you've seen this one and what you thought of it. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more videos.